Biodiversity. It means all the different species of plants, animals, fish, birds, insects, and all the different kinds of life around us. Biodiversity is essential to our survival. The vast array of species and ecosystems in our lands and seas shields us from the shocks of extreme changes in our climate. Biodiversity regulates the atmosphere for clean air and fresh water. It makes our lands fertile and supplies us with medicines. But if we lose more and more species, the more our ecosystems weaken, and the more we threaten our own survival. The Philippines is one of only 17 countries in the entire world that is mega diverse. Of the 52,000 species, more than half of them are unique in all the world. If we lose them, the world loses them. Biodiversity is also important to our economy. The viability of our agriculture, fisheries, and forestry sectors depends on our biodiversity, providing jobs and helping us achieve inclusive growth for our people. Biodiversity provides an estimated 2.9 trillion pesos per year in benefits and services to our economy. But we are continuously threatening our biodiversity with overexploitation, destruction of natural habitats, climate change, pollution, and introduction of invasive alien species. Our future depends on us arresting these threats. Investment in this crucial area has been alarmingly small. From 2008 to 2013, our country's level of spending for biodiversity conservation was only about 4.9 billion pesos annually, equivalent to a mere 0.08% of GDP and 0.31% of the national budget. As a party to the Convention on Biological Diversity, the Philippines has formulated a roadmap towards biodiversity conservation. That is, the Philippine Biodiversity Strategy and Action Plan. Implementing and achieving the plan's targets will contribute to realizing the country's Ambisyon Natin 2040 and the administration's 10-point agenda. It also contributes to achieving the 20 Aichi biodiversity targets and the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals. The Philippine Biodiversity Strategy and Action Plan requires an investment of 23.9 billion pesos every year until 2028. Set against our government's current allocation of 4.9 billion, there is an 80% financing gap that urgently needs to be filled to successfully implement the plan. The Biodiversity Finance Initiative, or BIOFIN in the Philippines, helps close the funding gap for the implementation of our national plan. BIOFIN brings a new way of biodiversity management through sound finance and economic thinking. This initiative aims to mobilize new resources to finance nature and sustainable development, deliver better and more efficient biodiversity outcomes, improve spending efficiency, and choose current investments that save money for the future. The BIOFIN process uses a series of assessments to help create the blueprint for conservation, the biodiversity policy and institutional review, the biodiversity expenditure review, a financial needs assessment, and the biodiversity finance plan. BIOFIN is initiating several finance solutions and vision to mobilize resources amounting to 20 billion pesos by 2020. Finance solutions are strategies aimed at opening multiple sources of funding to allow the Philippines to implement our national and local biodiversity finance plans and projects. They can be used alone or in different combinations to create new products that can make biodiversity projects more effective. For finance solutions aimed at supporting national agencies, moves will be made to develop an investment program for protected areas, realign DE&R budgets, help advocate for increased funding among other national government agencies, state colleges, and universities, maximizing the Integrated Protected Areas Fund and Environmental Trust Funds. For finance solutions aimed at strengthening local government action, the plan aims to increase LGU's own resources of revenues for locally managed protected areas, improve access for earmarked funds, and fund transfers for projects. For finance solutions involving the general public, the plan envisions crowdfunding among citizens and mobilizing the diaspora community. For finance solutions targeted to the private sector, the plan aims to tap corporate social responsibility programs, harness public-private partnerships for the protected areas sector, explore impact investments, and create new sources of revenues from sales of gaming apps and other products. BIOFIN helps foster better communication and collaboration between government, civil society, and the private sector. It raises the importance of nature in national planning and budgeting for sustainable development. It also fosters knowledge sharing and cooperation among countries. With BIOFIN, we will be able to plan and implement innovative solutions to finance conservation and protect our biodiversity for ourselves today and in the future. BIOFIN. Finance for Nature.